Good morning, students. This is your teacher Neelam Helawat, and as you know that our exams will start from 15th of May, right? So we should start practicing. We should start revising our lessons. We've posted your blueprints to you. So I hope everybody has checked the blueprint, and each one of you know the chapters that will be coming there. So dear students, you should start revising, focus on your studies, right everyone? And make sure that your lockdown can stop you from leaving the home, but not from studies, right everyone? So today we'll be start our revision with the chapter number 1, that is chemical reactions and equations. Okay everyone, let's start. I hope you are ready. Your books and notebooks are ready. Okay, let's start then. See, this chapter starts with the notion there are two types of changes that you will observe in your surroundings. One is a physical change, another is a chemical change, right? And I hope you remember the difference between them. Yes. So physical change means it is a reversible change and no new substance will be formed. Chemical change means when a new substance is formed, right? Whenever a new substance is formed from the old substance, then we say there is a chemical change. So in this chapter, we will be talking about only of the chemical changes. Like I am giving you an example. Suppose you are burning a paper. So burning a paper is a chemical change, right everyone? And understand this, whenever there is a chemical change, whenever we have a chemical change, this means a chemical reaction has occurred. Okay, so chemical change that you are observing is always because of the chemical reaction. Okay, dear students? So chemical change is always because of the chemical reaction, right? Now, how can we come to know that there is a chemical change has occurred? Right? We can only see the change. But how do we know that a chemical reaction has occurred? What are the indications from which you can easily identify a chemical reaction or a chemical change? Suppose if there is a color change. Color change means suppose the substance was of red color and later it has changed to green or blue or purple or green, isn't it? So if there is any color change in the substance, right? If there is any color change, then if there is change in color, obviously we'll say there is a chemical change. And chemical change means there is a chemical reaction. If we observe that there is a change in state, if a solid becomes liquid, if a liquid becomes gas, or a gas becomes solid, again, this is a chemical change. Thirdly, there is an evolution of gas. Evolution means production. अगर कोई gas produce होती है, even in that case, we will say a chemical change. If there is change in temperature, right? If there is change in temperature, suppose you are mixing two materials and you observe that the substance becomes warmer or colder after the mixing. So obviously there is change in temperature. Either the temperature is increasing or the temperature is decreasing. So in both the cases, this means it is an indication of a chemical change. So from the four things, there are four criteria, there are four ways by which we can identify that a chemical reaction is occurring. One is change in color, second is change in state, third is evolution of gas, and fourth is change in temperature. Okay everyone? Now, as I told you, if there is any chemical change, this means there is a chemical reaction. Okay. So, whenever there is a chemical change, we say chemical reaction. Now, this chemical reaction is represented in the form of an equation. Okay. This chemical reaction we will represent in the form of an equation. How do we represent, dear students? We will represent in the form of equation. Okay. So, what is represented in the form of equation? A chemical reaction is shown in the form of an equation. Now, there are two ways of writing the equation. One is symbol equation, another is word equation. Okay, dear students, one is symbol equation, another is word equation. right? Let's talk about symbol and word equation. Word equation means suppose you write magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen and forms magnesium oxide. Okay, and forms magnesium oxide. So here we are writing complete words. Okay, so that is why it is called a word equation. Symbol equation, like if I write the same equation, Mg reacts with oxygen to form MgO, magnesium oxide. This is your symbol equation. So symbol equation means when we use symbols, right? When we use symbols of the elements. Word equation means when we use complete words. So dear students, in chemistry, we will always use symbol equations. Okay? We will always use symbol equation, right? So coming to the chemical equation. Now I have written a symbol equation. Magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide, right? Or we can use a very simple equation. Carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is another example. Okay, C means carbon, O2 means oxygen, and CO2 means carbon dioxide, right? Now here in this case, these two substances which are reacting with each other, they are referred to as reactants. Okay, so here C plus O2, they are reacting with each other and they are called reactants. And the CO2 is called as a product. Same here also, magnesium and oxygen, they are reactants and magnesium oxide is a product. So reactants combine to form a product. Okay everyone? Reactants combine to form the products. एक बहुत सिंपल सा फॉर्मूला आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. जो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में होता है वो रिएक्टेंट्स है, जो राइट साइड में है वो प्रोडक्ट्स है, राइट? एंड दिस एरो विल इंडिकेट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ रिएक्शन. ओके, जिस तरफ ये एरो है वो प्रोडक्ट है, इसके बैक साइड में रिएक्टेंट होता है. क्लियर? सो रिएक्टेंट मीन्स द सब्सटेंस दैट रिएक्ट विद ईच अदर. Product means the new substance that is formed in the reaction. So new substance formed is magnesium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so reactants combine to form the products. Now coming to the first activity of the chapter. Students, in chemistry the activities are very, very important. Okay, so we have taken a magnesium ribbon, right? First of all, we are taking a magnesium ribbon and we will rub it with sandpaper. First step is we have taken a magnesium ribbon. Second, we will rub it with sandpaper. Now students, why do we rub it with sandpaper? We see, if suppose this is your magnesium ribbon, okay, and we will rub it with sandpaper. Now my question is, why do we need to rub it with sandpaper? Why do you need to rub it? See, magnesium when present in the air, right? When magnesium is present in the air, it rusts. Okay, so rusting of magnesium occurs and it forms magnesium oxide, right? So we got to remove this layer of magnesium oxide. Otherwise, this magnesium ribbon will not burn. Okay, so we will remove the layer of magnesium oxide so that the magnesium ribbon can easily burn. So we have taken a magnesium ribbon and we are burning it with the help of the burner. Okay, we are burning it with the help of the burner, right? So we will observe that the magnesium burns with a white dazzling flame. Okay, the magnesium burns with white dazzling flame and it forms a white powder, and that white powder is nothing but magnesium oxide. Right? That white powder is nothing but the magnesium oxide. So in this activity, we have to keep in mind that magnesium ribbon should be cleaned. And second, when we burn the magnesium ribbon, it will burn with white dazzling flame and then it will form a white powder. And we can easily write the reaction. We will write symbol equation. Okay, everyone? So Mg reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. And what is the color of the magnesium oxide? It is a white powder. Okay everyone, it is a white powder. Now coming to the second activity. Now suppose we'll be taking two things in a conical flask. This is called a conical flask, dear students. This is called conical flask. So first of all, we will put zinc granules into it. I hope you're familiar with zinc. Zinc is a metal. Okay, zinc is a metal. So there are small granules of zinc like this. They're small granules. First of all, we will add zinc granules in the conical flask. And second, we will add H2SO4. Now what do we call it? H2SO4, dear students, tell me the name. Yes, sulfuric acid. Okay, so second we will add 2 to 5 ml of sulfuric acid. Now when we add sulfuric acid to it, so first we have taken a conical flask, second we have added zinc granule, and third we are adding sulfuric acid, and we have put a cork. Okay, we have put a cork over it, right? And we have put a delivery tube also, right? So what we will observe? What you will observe? Now try to touch the conical flask also. Touch it here. Touch on this side. What do you observe? You will observe that this conical flask is warmer. It is hotter, right? So what happens? Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid. Zn plus H2SO4, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid and forms zinc sulfate, and there is a release of hydrogen gas. So we will observe that a gas is released. And what is the name of the gas? The gas is hydrogen gas. Okay, dear students, the gas is hydrogen gas. And secondly, the beaker, when you touch the sides of the beaker or the conical flask, you will observe that the beaker has become warm. Okay, that the beaker has become warm. Third activity. First of all, we will take lead nitrate. So what is the formula of lead nitrate? The lead nitrate is PbNO3 whole twice. Okay, so first we will take lead nitrate solution in a test tube. Okay, it will be in a solution form. So formula of lead nitrate is PbNO3 whole twice. Second, we will add potassium iodide. What is the formula of potassium iodide? Ki. Okay, now we will mix both of them, right? We will mix both of them. So when we mix lead nitrate plus potassium iodide, what are we mixing? Lead nitrate, potassium iodide. So we will observe there is a formation of potassium nitrate and lead iodide. Observation is, you will observe a color change also, dear students. So your observation is, you will observe a yellow PPT is formed. Okay, a yellow PPT is formed. This yellow PPT is of lead nitrate. Okay, what is the formula of lead nitrate? PbI2. What is the formula? PbI2. Okay, everyone? Okay. Now coming to your homework for today. Since I know that we have done this chapter already, so you will revise this much of topic thoroughly. And dear students, follow your NCERT. Read each line of the NCERT. Clear? Okay? And you will complete first 15 questions of this sample paper 1. This is not chapter number 1, sample paper 1. So you will complete first 15 questions of the sample paper 1. Okay, everyone? I think few first questions, first 7 to 8 questions, they are only MCQ. Right? You got to do only a few questions more. So you will complete 1 to 15 questions of sample paper 1 in your notebook. Right? So, and revise this chapter thoroughly, everyone. And wherever you have a doubt, you can discuss those doubts with me. Right? Okay, everyone? Okay. So that's all for today. Bye, everyone.